afternoon, and welcome to the Cistern Yard. It's wonderful to see you here. My name is Heather Fullerton, and I am an associate professor in the Department of Biology. I'm also the faculty marshal. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, President Shu, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Provost Austin, our faculty, and most importantly, our bachelor's degree candidates, I welcome you to today's commencement ceremony. I would like to ask for your assistance and cooperation with the following. At this time, please turn off or silence all cell phones and electronic devices and keep them off or silenced for the duration of the ceremony. Please be aware that professional photographers are on hand to take pictures of the graduates as they cross the stage. If you choose to leave your seat to take a picture, please do so quickly and return to your seat so others can see their own graduates cross the stage. It is possible that the temperature may reach a point where you want to move into the air-conditioned satellite location indoors. If you need to move indoors and need assistance, our staff, public safety officers, can help you. You will be able to watch the ceremony on the big screen in the satellite location. For your safety, please be aware that there are 3 emergency exits: at Porter's Lodge, to my left at St. Philip's Street, and my right towards Rita Liddy Hollings Science Center. To help ensure the safety of our graduates and guests during today's ceremony, the college is strictly enforcing our no alcohol policy. We appreciate your understanding and support. Finally, please remain seated during the student and faculty processional, and once again during the recessional at the end of the ceremony. Thank you for your cooperation, and thank you for joining us on this special occasion.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andrew Hsu, president of the College of Charleston. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to College of Charleston's spring commencement for the class of 2026. I want to thank you for joining us on this very special day. To our graduates, congratulations. You should be incredibly proud of yourselves. To the families, friends, and loved ones of our graduates, this is also your day. Together, you have supported these graduates in so many different ways. Graduates, I would like for you to please stand and thank your families, friends, loved ones, and all of those who helped you along the way. Graduates, please remain standing, and will everyone else please also stand as class of 2026 music major James Saganek sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, James. That was beautiful. Please be seated. Now I would like to take a moment to recognize those members of Board of Trustees that are with us today. Please stand as I read your name so that we may recognize you for your service to this great institution. Board Chair Renee Rongberger, Trustees Lauren Birch, Beth Burke, Darrell File, Derek Williams, Nisa Williams, and Trustee Emerita Demetria Noisette Clemens. Thank you all for your service to this institution. I would also like to recognize representatives from our Foundation Board and Alumni Association. Sherry Snipes Williams of the Foundation Board, and Brady Quirk Garvin, class of 2008, president of the Alumni Association. Thank you both for your leadership and your service. I would also like to recognize an important alumna joining us in the First Lady's party today. Linda Dingle Gadsden, class of 1972. Please raise your hand and wave and be recognized. Linda is one of our first women of color to graduate from the College of Charleston, and her granddaughter and her granddaughter, Queen Lachey Woodbury Gatson, is graduating today. Thank you all. Now I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our incredible faculty and staff. Their commitment to academic excellence and student success empowers the next generation of scholars and leaders. Would all faculty and staff please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Thank you for your service. Graduates of the class of 2026, you made it. Each person on the stage has overcome something to be right here today, and I'm proud of you for not giving up, for not giving in, and for giving it your all to reach your academic goal. Through your studies, you have proven yourself to be adaptable, flexible, and creative. And because of your exposure to different ideas, philosophies, and perspectives, you will be lifelong learners. You will be students of life, always willing to grow and to evolve. That is what the world needs now more than ever before. As I reflect on this extraordinary class of College of Charleston graduates and what you have gone through to be right here, I'm very proud of you, and I'm excited for you and for your future. You have a long and open road in front of you to make your life what you want it to be. I can't wait to see where your journeys take you and to celebrate all of your accomplishments as College of Charleston ambassadors and College of Charleston champions. Congratulations, class of 2026. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, one of our own, a proud alumna of the College of Charleston and a distinguished member of our faculty. As the former chair of the Department of Theater and Dance, Professor Janine McCabe demonstrated outstanding leadership, fostering academic excellence and supporting the success of both students and her faculty colleagues. Please join me in welcoming Professor McCabe.
Thank you, President Chu, Provost Austin, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, family, friends, and you, graduates, for the opportunity to be here with you on this important day. When President Chu called my cell phone on a Friday morning, I assumed I had done something wrong. The last thing I expected was for him to ask me to be the commencement speaker. I thought to myself, why would he want me to speak on such a big day? I may be in theater and dance, but I'm a costume designer and I definitely prefer to be behind the scenes. But on that day, I stood in my office, realized I wasn't in trouble, and of course said yes to this incredible honor. Also, how could I say no to President Chu? And then my own butterflies set in. And to be honest, they've stayed. Public speaking is one of the things that makes me the most nervous. One of my biggest fears, but that feeling is far outweighed by how much I wanted to show up for this moment to support and acknowledge the major shift in your lives, the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another. In my 20 years teaching here, I've attended most of the commencement ceremonies, and I truly love this day. I love what it stands for, the tradition of it, the energy of the graduates, the pride and hope and overwhelming feeling of it all. I love the emotional roller coaster that comes with reaching a moment you've worked so hard for. Preparing for today has brought up a lot of memories of my own College of Charleston graduation. To be honest, I can't remember the commencement speaker, but I still have a picture of me with one of my faculty members in my department. Years later, I became her colleague in our department, and I've designed countless costumes for her to wear at Pure Theater. But most importantly, she remains a mentor and now an incredible friend. And I remember the support and celebration with my parents, and I'm lucky to have them here with me again today. So I hope you'll take a moment to think about the faculty, mentors, staff, classmates, and people who shaped your experience here in ways both large and small. Some challenged you, and some encouraged you. Some listened when you needed it most, and some may have helped you see yourself differently than you did before. While graduation also often feels like an ending, many of these relationships do not end here. The people who guided, supported, and believed in you during this chapter may continue to influence, inspire, and walk alongside you long after you leave this campus. Like you, I'm deeply connected to this campus, this community, and this world we all move through together. And I've been where you are today, sitting at graduation, about to step into whatever comes next. I've had a number of jobs since then. I've won awards, I've had great successes, and I've had really tough losses. I've done work to make a difference, I've been part of changes, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I've had easy jobs and hard ones I've loved and ones I've hated. The very best job I've had so far is my most challenging job, and that's being a mom. But it's followed closely through my job here at C of C, where each year a group of students graduate that I've looked at as my kids for several years and had the opportunity to be part of their journey, a little part in one of their chapters, as they've shown up, thrived at times and failed at times. It's hard and rewarding, but this day is incredible, it's great, and it's hard at the same time. That's part of the challenge, part of life and emotion. It's complex. Multiple truths can exist together. Multiple emotions can be felt simultaneously. It's not just right or wrong, good or bad. It can be good and bad, hopeful and heartbreaking, happy and sad, challenging and rewarding. You're ending a chapter and about to turn the page to see what adventure is next. And it would be nice maybe if this were a choose your own adventure book and either option that you were told to turn to was going to be thrilling, wonderful, and all okay in the end. It might be a little harder than that. The world today is constantly reminding us that there are a lot of unknowns in this adventure. There's so much to come, the unexpected, the unforeseen, the challenges with no obvious answers, the hurdles to jump or duck or plow right through. There might be a fun and silly questions that arise along the way, like, Mom, why is a rutabaga called that? And much harder ones to face, like, which direction is my next step? There'll be amazing moments and successes, some that arrive expected and others that surprise you. The exciting part, you are in charge of your next steps. You can help shape the future. There are twists and turns and ups and downs coming, disappointments, discouraging moments, but exciting ones too. And wins and losses, and sometimes the thing that feels like the worst might turn out okay. And sometimes you might have to let something go, and you might find something better when you do. And there's no question that there will be difficult decisions to make, times to push and times to not, times to support and times to let something crash. You will not have all the answers, and that's okay. Whatever is waiting around the corner, the question is, how will you show up? How will you respond? How will you speak? And as important, how will you listen? How will you be there in each moment, the good, the bad, the hard, easy, fun, boring, challenging, and not? How will you be in these moments? Maybe you don't know what you will do. That's okay. Just get there, show up with determination, with the integrity and skills you honed here, with kindness and with passion. You'll figure out the next part. But you can't figure it out if you don't show up, if you don't do the work mentally, physically, emotionally. You can be scared of taking a step, but what's worse, stepping or staying still, trying and failing, or not trying at all. There will be complex, conflicting moments and emotions. Lean into the journey. Don't be scared of failing. Take the fails and learn from them. Admit the failures with pride. I've failed before, I'm okay. You've failed before, you survived. You gain experience from it, understanding a different perspective, another way. You've fallen down before and got back up. If you see someone else fall, help them up. Keep moving, keep trying, keep speaking. Get there to do the work, show up for yourself and for others, and the rest will come. As a professor, I'm so grateful for the daily reminders of how important my years as a C of C undergraduate were to me. And although today may be one of the last days you walk through Rivers Green into the Simmons Center or past the gorgeous gates of the Cistern, carry the knowledge, skills, grace, and values with you to make a difference and empower you as you embark on your next step. You're the ones that can adjust the course. Your voices matter, and staying true to yourself matters. Celebrate today, but be ready to show up as you walk beside each other or move in different directions tomorrow. There's no time to waste, no point in dwelling on what ifs, and there's no excuse for complacency. Embrace the fears and joys, the complexity, the multiple truths. Embrace the stumbles and wins, the unforeseen. Embrace your new responsibility to yourself, to others, and to our shared future, and just show up. Congratulations, class of 2026. I can't wait to see the amazing things you do in your next chapter.
Thank you, Professor McCabe. I'm Suzanne Austin. I'm the Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost here at the College of Charleston. And it's my pleasure to announce the names of 11 students at this ceremony today who've earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average. So please stand as I call your name. Amelia Hawk Thibault, Arts Management. Ella Rebecca Jennings, Biochemistry. Nicole Samantha Drucker, Biology. Adrian Joanne Anderson, Biology. Emily Catherine Creek, Biology. Colin Aaron Cody, Biology. Jinling Dai, Biology. Sophia Ella Mucci, Environmental Geosciences. Griffin David Brown, Mathematics. Isaac Carter Hill, Music. And Reese Winnick Michelson, Systems Engineering. Congratulations. In addition, there are 158 students participating in this weekend's commencement ceremonies who have completed the Honors College requirements. All 158 students are wearing medals in recognition of their academic accomplishments and deep engagement as leaders with our community. Please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. You may be seated. And now, please welcome to the podium Alicia Cadill, Executive Vice President for Student Affairs.
Good afternoon. I am Alicia Cadill, the Executive Vice President for Student Affairs. It is truly my honor to introduce one of our two recipients of the Presidential Award for Scholarship, Leadership, and Service, the highest honor an undergraduate student can receive at the College of Charleston. This award was established by former President Theodore Stern to recognize students who have demonstrated exceptional leadership and academic excellence. I am pleased to announce that Ella Jennings, majoring in biochemistry, is one of the recipients of the Presidential Award for Scholarship, Leadership, and Service this year. Congratulations, Ella. And now Ella will share her commencement remarks. Ella?
Good afternoon, everyone. First, thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege of speaking today and representing our graduating class of students. I want to begin by saying thank you to our professors and mentors who guided our learning and pushed us to think critically, to our loved ones who supported us through our setbacks and celebrated our successes, and to each other for fostering a community that made this journey so memorable. There's a quote by chemist Tu Youyou, the first female citizen of the People's Republic of China to receive a Nobel Prize in any category, that I'd like to share. Every scientist dreams of doing something that can help the world. This ideology extends far beyond science. As graduates, we will all embark on our next journey, inevitably enacting change in the world. Whether you're off to graduate school, an internship, a corporate position, or taking time to figure out what's next, reflect on what you've done here, what you'll do next, and how even if a little bit, you've made change in the world. As we look ahead, the future may feel uncertain, but it's also full of so much possibility. So to my fellow graduates, congratulations! All the hard work, all the setbacks, and all the successes have brought us to this moment. Let's move forward with curiosity, with purpose, and with the confidence that we can make a difference. Thank you and congratulations again. Yay! Now I would like to welcome Brady Quirk-Garvin, class of 2008, who will speak on behalf of the Alumni Association members.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here with you today as you celebrate your graduation. On behalf of the more than 105,000 members of the Alumni Association, I want to extend a warm welcome to you, our newest members. You're joining a distinguished organization that was founded in 1888 to promote, protect, and serve the College of Charleston. As members of the Alumni Association, you'll be invited to return to campus each year for homecoming, spring alumni weekend, a Charleston affair, and all sorts of events that celebrate our love for this beloved institution. Whether you're staying here in town or moving far away from Charleston, we have many CFC-based events across the country and even in different cities across the globe to connect you. We want to make sure you remain connected with fellow alumni to celebrate our alma mater. And the best part of being a member is there are no financial dues for mom and dad to kick in on. We have no doubt that you'll continue to strengthen our legacy through your future endeavors. Now we'll celebrate a graduation tradition involving your College of Charleston ring. Before graduating, students wear the rings with the seal facing inward, but today you'll turn the ring so that the seal faces out. This indicates that you are an alumnus of the College of Charleston and well prepared to go out into the world and be successful. So graduates, you may now turn your rings. Congratulations, graduates. We look forward to your continued involvement with the College of Charleston and seeing you at Alumni Association events soon. Go Cougs!
Thank you, Brady. Indeed, you're joining our alumni family, a diverse group of people who are dedicated to making a difference and who are making the world a better place. There are so many outstanding alums all around the world. And in fact, many of them are here today. So would the alumni from previous years joining us today please rise and be recognized? Thank you. We're so proud of what you do. Now, joining us in awarding the bachelor's degrees will be Chair of the Board of Trustees, Renee Romberger, Professor Janine McCabe, Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs and Provost Suzanne Austin, and Executive Vice President of Student Affairs, Alicia Cadell. Senior Instructor Deborah Bidwell from the Department of Biology will assist with the announcement of names and majors of our graduates.
For the School of Arts, joining us on stage will be Jamie Host, Dean. For the bachelor's degrees in art history, joining us on stage will be Marion Mazzone, Department Chair. Mary Catherine Beery also meets the requirements for history. Aidan Ivory Broomfield. Taylor Coffin Colquett, cum laude. Lucy Ann Crenshaw, cum laude. Anya Louise Davis, summa cum laude. Zena DeWood, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Sarah Kate Elkins. Maya Jane Irvin, cum laude. Virginia Adair Kennedy. Madeline Mercedes Key also meets the requirements for psychology. Catherine Frances McKinnon, cum laude. Ann Jed Owens, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for studio art. Madeline Graham Runnels, cum laude. William Jacob Sopp also meets the requirements for archaeology.
For the degree of Arts Management,
Leah Alberto, cum laude. Grace Byfield Albertson. Estefania Amezcua Barrientos also meets the requirements for theater. Virginia Lee Bell. Julia Grace Belk, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for studio art. Isabella Anna Boyd. Joseph Clay Britt. Ariadne Manuela Bruno, cum laude. Emma Grace Burton, magna cum laude. Jane Brigitte Callahan. Samantha Caron, cum laude. Nadia Elaine Shervinsick. Megan Marie Cork. Annie Moon Davis, cum laude. Christina Dolan, cum laude, also meets the requirements for international business. Zachary Michael Dorer. Alexandra Nicole Doherty. William Coker Easler. Colson Carlton Geltz, magna cum laude. Addie Elizabeth Hankel. Phoebe Bateman Hardy. Morgan Elizabeth Hendricks. Tessa James Hillenmeyer, cum laude. Catherine Lynn Horton, magna cum laude. Alex Britton Hosey, cum laude. Jordan Azariah Hugie. Julia Madison Cadle. Bryn Ann Keefe, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for accounting. Ellie Vanessa Lennon. Tyree Isaiah McDowell also meets the requirements for music. J. Dan Maeve McNiff. Alexandra Nicole Pereira. Kaylee Joan Phillips. Emily Claire Pritzker. Ansley C. Ramos, cum laude. Kens Justine Reichart, cum laude. Gabrielle Myra Rubin, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Samantha Ann Sanford, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for economics and the Honors College. Alexandra May Sauter, cum laude. Chloe Elizabeth Simons. Amelia Hawk Thibault, top honors. Carly Giselle Thomas, cum laude. Alyssa Renee Thomas Skipper. Forrest William Trapp, also meets the requirements for philosophy. Vasilia Jane DeSantis. Taryn Maria Sioropoulos Kaufman. For the bachelor's degrees in dance, joining us on stage will be Gretchen McLean, Department Chair. Skylar Kalea Carroll. Jillian Rose Epstein, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for history and the Honors College. Kennedy Delilah Felder. Lindsay Grace Ferguson, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology and the Honors College. Sophia Grace Ketchum, cum laude. Mia Joelle Morin, also meets the requirements for psychology. Maria Carmen Stewart. Elizabeth Marie Vasquez. Quinn Leshay Woodbury Gadsden. For the bachelor's degrees in historic preservation and community planning, joining us on stage will be Grant Gilmore, academic director. Grayson Bishop Adams, cum laude, also meets the requirements for urban studies. Carolina Ruffin Costello. Morgan Scott Flanders. Owen Jeffrey Fullwood. Jordan Brooke Hill. Haley Jolene Humphrey also meets the requirements for German studies. Lila Verame Gadsden. Cameron Andrew McAuliffe. Sarah E. McMahon. Aiden McMunche.
Sloan Ann Ostap, cum laude.
Isabella Beach Pitt, cum laude.
Kelsey Ann Robinelt, cum laude.
Jalin Ng, cum laude, also meets the requirements for archaeology. Elaine Claire Sack, magna cum laude. Haley Elizabeth Shiflett. Ainsley Carolina Smith. For the bachelor's degrees in music, joining us on stage will be Sandy Diathos Mears, Department Chair. James Alexander Michael Seiganic, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for computing in the arts and Honors College. Monet Simone Dean. Alina Galieva.
Gabriel Goldman.
Isaac Carter Hill, top honors. James Ellis Librand, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Marilyn Michelle Russell. Amber Marie Walker. Ian Alexander Zeminski.
For the bachelor's degree in studio art.
Charles Z. Bennett. Lindsay Gale Bork, magna cum laude. Melissa Alexis Brown. Lorenzo Evans Burris, cum laude. Kat Louise Cottingham, also meets the requirements for Jewish studies. Jody Rose Delpreet. Danielle Angelina Drummond. Sarah Corinna Etkind. Sydney Alexa Feld. Maya Nicole Hayes, cum laude. Quinn O. Hendricks, cum laude. Malia Claire Henry. Annalise Hope Hensley. Jack Ritchie Ross Jemison, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for urban studies. Michaela Ann Johnson, magna cum laude. Pierrette Madeline Landrum. Juliette Rose McGregor, cum laude. Emily Claire Macias. Hayes Ruth Martini, magna cum laude. Samuel Lee Milazzo. Lily Keith Munoz, cum laude. Megan Marie Nelson. Natalie Rain Nelson. Ashley Elizabeth Ogden, magna cum laude. Charlotte Ann Oteano, cum laude, also meets the requirements for communication. Rebecca Lynn Palmer. Matthew Michael Ripkema. Jessica Marie Seifert. Colian Elise Saunier. Mackenzie Michelle Spate. Caitlin M. Stefke. Melody Helen Stone. Sarah Frances Vandermolen, cum laude. Grace Stevens Vogt, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for communication. Ella Rain Waldron Noren, cum laude. Sophie Grace Weinberger, cum laude. For the bachelor's degrees in theater, joining us on stage will be Gretchen McLean, Department Chair. Cadence LaRuth Brown, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College.
Drake Tanner Carney, cum laude, also meets the requirements for French and Francophone studies.
Hayden Grace Cohen. Caroline Reese Drennan, cum laude. Layla Elizabeth Hall, cum laude. Natalie Marie Holland, summa cum laude. Benjamin Edward Hudd. Abigail Jane Israel, magna cum laude. Madeline Ives Middleton Labarge, cum laude. Ngarum Bidzwe Unati Magumbedze, also meets the requirements for international studies. Olivia Frances Mayness, summa cum laude. Ashley Marcia Parker. Sarah Elizabeth Poteet, cum laude. Carson Sanders Ridgway. Olivia Alexis Stevens. Jemiah Nevaeh Witherspoon. For the School of Engineering, Computing, and Mathematics, joining us on stage will be Steve Schreiner, Dean. For the bachelor's degrees in Computer Information Systems, Joining us on stage will be Renee McCauley, Department Chair. Ryan Paul Begley. Kincaid Lowell Cummings. Samuel Anthony Cudinelli, magna cum laude. Anna Bella DeSena, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for international studies and the Honors College. Keisha Zoe Gonzalez Diaz, magna cum laude. Grace Ann Hannon. Sadie Nicole Hendrickson also meets the requirements for computing in the arts. Daniel Nisim Lahiani. Devin Michael Lamontagne. Eric Robert Lexo. Kylie Shea Monahan. Adams Alberto Ortiz Avendano, cum laude. Ava Rosie Palmieri. Gabriel Portal Pedish, cum laude. Cody Joseph Thomas, cum laude. Janta Farissa Williams. Georgia K. Wise. Patrick B. Wonder. For the bachelor's degrees in computer science. Alexis May Bacani, magna cum laude. Joshua Beck. James Craig Ball Jr., summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Lauren Ellen Bentley, magna cum laude. Kimberly Sharon Brown. Mark W. Carr Jr. Alexandria Marie Clark, cum laude. Emmanuel Contreras Ramirez. Ella Beth Dawson, cum laude. Roswell Dietrich, summa cum laude. Andrew Thomas Downs. Gary Thomas Edelmeyer. Jalen E. Evans. Muso Faizullayev. Nitin Mani George, cum laude. Zachary Thomas Hunt Grammer, magna cum laude. Colton Roth Gregory. Isaac Aaron Haas. Robert Joshua Hodges, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for computing in the arts. Nicholas Michael Hopper. Elisha J. Jennings, cum laude. Sophia Cecilia Kozlowski, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Reinhard Patrick San Pedro Lichauco. Autumn Rose Lloyd, cum laude. Alma Ludus, cum laude. Michael Barricate-Mann. Matthew G. May. Aiden Thomas McKittrick. Matthew Glenn Morrow.
Audrey Nechabrucha.
Azizbek Nurmatov. Brett Stephen Presley. Sydney Faisal Radwan also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Tehitan Kai Ratuyan. Joel Salvador Saldana, cum laude. Donovan Vladimir Saldariaga. Brooke Caroline Schaefer, cum laude. Jennifer S. Spittle, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Matthew Cole Striffeler. Travis Edward Sturdivant. Ryan A. Wallace, cum laude. Sydney Elise Wirtz, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for computing in the arts and the Honors College. Joshua John Zallo. For the bachelor's degrees in computing in the arts, joining us on stage will be Bill Maneris, director. Marco Antonio de Jesus Casco. Hope Marie Cornett, summa cum laude. Janaya Rachel Gamblin. Minor Cooper Keith Jones IV. Rebecca G. Jordan. Kate O'Donohue Lambert. Carter Lucas Quattlebaum, magna cum laude. Margaret Shaw Raftery, magna cum laude. Colin Richard Volts, cum laude. For the bachelor's degrees in data science, rejoining us on stage will be Renee McCauley, department chair. Daisy Clavijo Ramirez also meets the requirements for computer science. Bo Vernon Dwyer, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Olivia Grace King, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Aileen Kimbrough McIntyre. Madison Taylor Montgomery, cum laude. For the bachelor's degrees in electrical engineering, joining us on stage will be Robert Mignon, department chair. Joseph Arthur Ambrosini, cum laude. Adeline Bankson. Alex Alberto Baradas Perez, cum laude, also meets the requirements for German studies. Scott Michael D'Alessandro, summa cum laude. Braden Jack Duffner, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Michael E. Kent. Sophia McLean Roberts, cum laude, also meets the requirements for Spanish. Riley Thomas Sapienza, magna cum laude. Nisa Moreldia Soltani, magna cum laude. For the bachelor's degrees in mathematics, joining us on stage will be Tom Kunkel, department chair. Madeline Grace Breiling, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Griffith David Brown, top honors, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Roger Bearden Brown. Whitney Kitchen, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for physics and the Honors College. Olivia Francis Valente, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. For the bachelor's degrees in software engineering, rejoining us on stage will be Renee McCauley, department chair. Jonathan Raymond Anderson, cum laude. Mabron Jorvi Bakani Kayabyab. For the bachelor's degrees in statistics, rejoining us on stage will be Tom Kunkel, department chair. Aidan Godfrey John William Camilleri, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. For the bachelor's degrees in systems engineering, joining us on stage will be Robert Mignon, department chair. Zachary Blake Bricker. Ryan Michael Brundage. Jenna Page Fleming also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Julianne Teres Moreno Macanas. Reese Winnick Michelson, top honors, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Caitlin Nicole Mounts. Charlize Catherine Roser, cum laude. Adrian Smith, Jr. Graham Christopher Stewart. Jeffrey David Worth, cum laude, also meets the requirements for German Studies. Noah Parrish Zitrer, cum laude. For the School of Natural and Environmental Sciences, joining us on stage will be Seth Pritchard, Interim Dean. For the bachelor's degrees in astronomy, joining us on stage will be Chris Fragile, Professor. Caleb Joseph Carboni. For the bachelor's degrees in astrophysics, Ava Marie Godwin also meets the requirements for physics and the Honors College. Gael Gonzalez, cum laude, also meets the requirements for physics. Jose Luis Montes III also meets the requirements for physics and meteorology and the Honors College. Chad Kevin Murphy Jr. Hunter Scott Turner. Emily Williams, cum laude, also meets the requirements for physics and the Honors College. Gabriel Wolfarth also meets the requirements for physics. For the bachelor's degrees in biology, joining us on stage will be Eric McElroy, Department Chair. Eleanor Carr Abel. Ava Victoria Achiani. Khurshida Akramjanovna Akbarova. Jason L. Alford. Mariam Walid Ali. Hadil Zakaria Al-Sheikh. Adrian Joanne Anderson, top honors. Caroline Elizabeth Anderson. Kira Nicole Anderson. Jeffrey Logan Araj, summa cum laude. Emonye T. Baker. Claire E. Balsam, magna cum laude. Logan A. Bamonte, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Alex William Barron, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Bridget Ann Barrowman. Therese Marie Bastuga, magna cum laude. Emma Catherine Beard, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Haley Lorraine Boyd, cum laude. Haley Elizabeth Brancato. Magdalena Kathleen Bry, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Cora Katrine Brindley. Devin Aubrey Britt. Lauren Victoria Bryant. Madison Faith Buckley, cum laude. Brianna Marilani Burkhalter, magna cum laude. Tatiana Reina Burkhalter, magna cum laude. Catherine Marie Burns, also meets the requirements for theater. Jenna Christine Bush. Carlin Elizabeth Byrne. Julia May Cameron. Haley Kristen Carson. Beatriz Carvalho Mulato, summa cum laude. Abigail Grace Castino, cum laude.
Sierra Elizabeth Chapman, magna cum laude.
Riley Noel Chase, magna cum laude. Gabriella Elizabeth Clark. Cassie Elizabeth Cleary also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Colin Aaron Cody, top honors, also meets the requirements for biochemistry. Shiraz Cohen. Sophia Emily Cohen, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Anna C. Collins, summa cum laude. Mary Walter Creech. Caden Day Chrisman, magna cum laude. Jingling Dai, top honors. William Wade Dalton, cum laude, also meets the requirements for chemistry and the Honors College. Brock Mitchell DeVee. Sydney Leva Delson, summa cum laude. Anaya Desiree Derrickson. Abby DeSalvo. Sage Lily DiPietro. Makaja Jade Downs. Nicole Samantha Drucker, top honors. Madeline Rose Dunn, cum laude. Neve Elizabeth Fossil, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Emmy Ferris, receiving a certificate in biology. Reed Thomas Fleming, summa cum laude. Carrington Diana Marie Franklin. Brianna April Frings, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Wilbur Giancastro Galang, cum laude. Jody Kate Garrett, cum laude. Chloe Isabel Glynn. Kyla Nicole Gollyhue. Jamia Nye India Gore. Shamaya Lynn Gray. Tucker Porter Green. Vishnu Gurivada, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Lana Tsiha, also meets the requirements for economics. Caroline Natalie Hancock. Greer Jameson Harris. Caitlin Elizabeth Healy. Evan Malcolm Heisler.
Giancarlo Hemerlin.
Evan Bradley Henry. Margaret Frances Herlihy. Mary Bella Heisler, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Grace Margaret Hilliard, cum laude.
Samuel Joseph Hillier, summa cum laude.
Aniston Ada Hong, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Henry Martin Horschman. Lainey Elizabeth Hughes. Emma Brayton Hurley, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Truck Huin. Jack David Highland, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for biochemistry and the Honors College. Jacqueline Jauregui Yanez. Shayla Geronimo Lucas, cum laude. Mary Grace Jones, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Olivia Nona Jordan. Victoria Kalendovich. Helen Olivia Karn. Lydia Jane Keller. Christina Jude Kelly. Gabriel Scott Kemp. Emma Kate Coral, magna cum laude. Emily Catherine Creek, top honors, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Alexis Juliet Lambert. Michelle Mireya Lazo Rojas. William Nelson Lazaro. Molly Rose Learned. Anna Grace Loftus, magna cum laude. Emily Marie Lynn. Maya Rose Mahoney.
Isabella Casagrande Mantovani.
Gabrielle Francesca May. Lauren Dorothea McCahan. Kayla Grace McGarry, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Taylor Rose McGeehan. Samantha Connie McIntyre, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology. Jaden Rose McKee. Elise Ryan McLean, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies. Maggie Alice McWilliams. Anastasia Marie Mendones, cum laude. Ariana Janae Mervine. Brendan Dominic Moran. Michelle Evelyn Nersesov. Brooklyn Ellis Odom, cum laude. Autumn McKay Paz, magna cum laude. Anna Teagan Perry. Claudia Marie Pilgrim, magna cum laude. Cordelia Ann Porterfield. Sophia Bell Pribernow, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Madeline Virginia Z. Prickett, cum laude, also meets the requirements for communication and the Honors College. Raphael Jean Mary Tashinsky. Madison Ashley Ruland, cum laude. Connor Lewis Rhodes, cum laude. Edith Caroline Rhodes. Elizabeth Rivera Perez. Reagan Mary Roberts. Morgan May Ross. Ryan Ashley Roth, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Sadie Jane Salas, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Francesca Mire Salvato. Nikolai Joseph Sarlo. Christina May Saucerman. Julie Rebecca Shepper, cum laude. William Madden Self. Madison Seth Sheely. Lindsay Shadeen. Devin Riley Smith. Jessica N. Sparrow. Bailey Ann St. Louis. Jessica Christine Stanciu. Cassandra Carol Thays. Ava Corinne Thompson, magna cum laude. Zuri Hannah Esmeralda Throckmorton, cum laude. Taryn Marie Tomes. Alexander Anderson Tricot. Anna Riley Tyrell, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Maya Antoinette Vital. Jennifer Hongyoung Va, cum laude. Hayden McKenna Ward, cum laude. Lillian Ward, magna cum laude. Leah Grace Watson, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Emerson Scott Willers, Courtney Elizabeth Williams, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Keelan Lavanya Witherspoon, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Jennifer Lynn Reitzman. Annabelle Greer Wyatt. For the bachelor's degrees in biochemistry, joining us on stage will be Marcelo Forconi, Department Chair. Heidi Olivia Abercrombie, also meets the requirements for biology. Dylan Connor Barth, cum laude. Abigail Elizabeth Conklin, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for chemistry. Abigail Allen Corcoran. Bentley C. Cormack, magna cum laude. Alyssa Janae Kraft, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Juliana Elizabeth DeMoro, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for biology and the Honors College. Chikamso Favor Ekechukwu. Eileen Flothman Vargas, also meets the requirements for chemistry. Evelyn Sofia Galgano, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for biology and the Honors College. Zoe Christiana Garcia. Tyranny Alexis Hines, also meets the requirements for chemistry. Ella Rebecca Jennings, top honors, also meets the requirements for chemistry and the Honors College. Asim Mohammed Khan, summa cum laude. Eva Catherine Mammon, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Kelly Nicole Matira, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Sarah Virginia Peterson, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Jordan Elizabeth Piper, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for chemistry and the Honors College. Olivia Rose Polvino, cum laude, also meets the requirements for chemistry and the Honors College. Philip Pierce Scott, summa cum laude. Reagan Davis Weaver, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for chemistry. For the bachelor's degrees in chemistry, rejoining us on stage will be Marcelo Forconi, Department Chair. Margaret Mary Arms, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Caitlin Faith Badima, cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Ford. Abigail Marie Fush, summa cum laude. Kelvin Gerard Geisel. Angela Grace Lavasser. Caitlin R. Lubin. For the bachelor's degrees in environmental geosciences, joining us on stage will be Vijay Vulava, Department Chair. Carolyn Grace Baker, summa cum laude. Anna Caroline Carter, cum laude, also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies. H.K. Caspino, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for chemistry and the Honors College. William Clate Geides. Anna Magdalena Galli. Paul Thomas Genegrasso III, cum laude. Jasmine Mendoza Mateo also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies and the Honors College. Sophia Elamucci, top honors, also meets the requirements for French and Francophone studies and the Honors College. For the bachelor's degrees in geology, Cameron Catherine Beats, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Caitlin Elizabeth Campbell. Justice Reed Duncan also meets the requirements for biology. Aiden C. Fox, cum laude. Madeline Shea Gillis, cum laude, also meets the requirements for marine biology. Michael Tyler Glimpf, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Ashley Dorothy Grant, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Kaylee Nicole Hahn. Kalina Destiny Kemp, cum laude. Miles Atherley Mentis. Merritt Jacob O'Connell. Marissa Robes. Julia Reese Sullivan also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Coley Brooks Taylor also meets the requirements for archaeology. Thomas Michael Wallington. For the bachelor's degrees in marine biology, rejoining us on stage will be Eric McElroy, Department Chair. Lauren Hope Abbott, magna cum laude. Zoe Hannah Borm. Kaylee Jo Brady. Anna Noel Chwansky, magna cum laude. Riley Cudahy, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies. Miranda Frances De Gaetano. Lauren Marie Dorsey. Ethan Jack Eichinger. Reagan Fauser, cum laude, also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies and the Honors College. Madison Abry Feely, cum laude. Haley Rochelle Gallagher. Ayushi Aditya Gaur, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for dance and the Honors College. Caitlin Alice Guevara, summa cum laude. Jessica Lynn Hoffman. Anna Sophia Holmes. Kieran John Highland. Lauren Ashley Jones. Michaela Kelleher, cum laude. Connor Jacob King. Bain T. Landreth. Samantha Jade Lehman. Alexandra Megan Leno. Reagan Elizabeth Minnick, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Maya Lee Malott, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies and the Honors College. Helene Jade Nemeth, magna cum laude. Taylor Elizabeth Neville. Jamie Brooke Pettit. Courtney Ann Pinkin. Shandon Blue Plyler. Renee Alta Richardson, magna cum laude. Olivia Nicole Rell. Savannah Hope Smith, summa cum laude. Alexis Sarah Torstensen. Aaliyah Gabrielle Wiggs, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for environmental and sustainability studies and the Honors College. Isabel Claudia Zanto. Lillian Ray Kern. Maris E. Kern. William Ellis Kern III, Hospitality and Tourism Management, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. For the bachelor's degrees in meteorology, rejoining us on stage will be Chris Fragile, Professor. Jacob Thomas Ballou also meets the requirements for physics. Jared Allen Brandwine also meets the requirements for physics. Charles Brendan Muse Hines also meets the requirements for physics. Grayson S. Squires also meets the requirements for physics. For the bachelor's degrees in physics, Brooks Abraham Brosser, cum laude, also meets the requirements for mathematics. Declan Thomas Donovan also meets the requirements for meteorology. William Edward Farias Jr., cum laude. Aiden Mills Houghton, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for astrophysics. Dylan Hawk Simmons. Jackson Lee Wilhite, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for astrophysics and mathematics.
Sonia Asen, communication.
Will the bachelor's degree candidates please rise? President Hsu. President Hsu, upon the successful completion of all degree requirements and with the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present the bachelor's degree candidates of 2026.
By the authority of the state of South Carolina, granted to the Board of Trustees of the College of Charleston and committed to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Professional Studies as earned with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations. You can toss your. Thank you. Please be seated. Please be seated. Members of the class of 2026, on behalf of the entire College of Charleston community, congratulations to you again on this very special day. I send you forth into the world with best wishes as you begin the many adventures that lie ahead of you. Now, I ask everyone to stand for the alma mater, led by James Saganek. The words may be found on the back cover of your program.
Proud
Thanks again, James. Audience members, please be seated for the recessional. Graduates, today you have completed an important part of your life's journey. May today open up many doors of opportunity to you in the future. Once again, congratulations, class of 2026.